Hands up. Let's go, go, go. Answer has some adventure. Let's go, go, go. And have some adventure with Tom and let's go, go, go. And have some adventure. So there's a fun place to be. So just wait and adventure. One day at the Sodor steamworks, Henry was heading there because he's been really useful while working hard. So the fire controller kindly decided to give him a new fresher coat of green paint. Henry was happy in this and puffed into the steamworks. It was very busy at the steamworks, but Henry didn't mind. "Hello everyone," he said. "Hello Henry, my friend," said Victor. He was busy himself. "As you can see, we are very busy, but if you just wait here, I get Kevin to bring over green paint." "Kevin!" "Oh, here, my boss," said Kevin. Kevin was carrying the green paint. "Here you go, Henry. Green paint." "Thank you, Kevin," said Henry. "Right, now, where do I left those cylinders?" "I better get back to work myself," and Victor puffed away. Soon the workmen started on painting Henry. Stanley was also there, and Stanley and Henry had a little chat for a while. Soon Henry was done being repainted. "Thank you, Victor," said Henry happily. "You're welcome, my friend," and Henry puffed away. Henry had to go to Burning Docks to collect the fine kipper. The problem was, it was so dark. Which means Henry's green paint wasn't the normally green, it was glow-in-the-dark paint. As the paint shined, Henry or neither of his crew didn't see this. Henry's crew, on the other hand, were too busy focusing on Henry's cap and, of course, chatting, whilst Henry was just being his normal self, puffing to the docks. But Henry was not the only engine out on the main line tonight. James was also out there pulling the mail train until he saw Henry, but he didn't know it was Henry. All James could see was glowing green paint. This made James a bit scared. "Ah!" he said. "Ghost train!" And James speeded away with the mail train. Henry was a bit puzzled by this. "That's strange. I'm sure that was James." Oh well. As Henry continued his journey to Burning Docks. Meanwhile at Burning Docks, the fine kipper was ready. Salty and Porter were shunting them trucks, and Salty was just shunting the last trucks of the train. "There we go, my hearties. They're ready to go." Just then they saw the glowing green paint. "Ghost train!" they shouted. "Carly, Big Mickey, Big Cranky, Ghost train!" As Salty and Porter raced away. Wait, Salty, Carly, and Big Mickey saw this. "Ah, Ghost train!" Porter and Salty hide in the shipping co building, or known as the sheds. But as the glowing green paint got closer and closer, it was just Henry again. Henry came to a stop. "Guys, why is everyone running away from me tonight? What have I done to you?" Henry was getting tired of this, and he wanted to know why everyone was running away from him. First James, now all of his friends at Burning Docks. Looks Cranky saw this. "Henry, is that you?" "Yes," said Henry. "What happened to you?" said Porter. Aye, we mistake you for a ghost train, said Salty. That's going to dog paint, said Big Mickey. Yes, said Carly. Why are you wearing that, James? Oh no, said James, said Henry. Henry by mistake. Oh dear. What's wrong? Henry explained everything what happened. Uh-oh. Looks like James is gonna have some engines picking on him, I guess. Don't worry, I'll try to stand up for him. Besides, he's staying in Bakerstown for a week to help out with the goods. And pastures, all that stuff. Huh. Impressive. Must find James tomorrow morning and apologize for him. Then I must get back to the steamworks and tell Victor and Kevin what happened. I'm sure Kevin didn't mean to bring the wrong paint, said Carly. Well, said Porter, looks like there's nothing to do about it. Aye, says Salty. Surely the steamworks will be closed by now. So you gotta take your train. You're right, said Henry. I must. Porter and Salty backed up. Salty switched tracks so Henry can get on the track and puffed away to find Kipper. Salty and Porter were out of the way. Good luck with the run, Henry. As they say, good luck scaring engines, said Salty. Henry laughed. Wait a minute, how do you know this? Why, said Cranky, with this mirror? Oh, said Henry, the mirror? Yes, said Cranky. This is a special delivery. Oh, okay. Bye, guys. Bye. And Henry puffed away. Soon it was the next morning. Henry returned from the find Kipper, and he was not glowing. He spun on the turntable. Hello, everyone, said Henry happily, as Henry backed down into his berth beside Rosie. And Henry was correct. James was also there since he was helping out. James was still a bit scared about last night, but he was determined not to be a scaredy engine. Rosie saw this. James put out his berth. This made Rosie a bit cheeky, decided to tease James. So, James, were you scared of, what was it? Yes, the ghost engine last night? This made James a bit cross. Of course I wasn't. I thought, got a bit fight. James didn't like when engines make fun of being scared. He didn't like being called Scaredy Engine, kind of like when Gator first arrived. Oh, Tish Tosh, said Rosie. You know it's okay to call yourself a Scaredy Engine. Come on, I know you are. I'm not, said James. You are, said Rosie. I'm not. You are. This made James even more furious. Well, you know what, Rosie? If you think of a Scaredy Engine, how about you go scare yourself? And with that, James put away Alfred said crossly. This made Henry furious. Yes, Rosie, why do you have to do that? I was only playing with him, said Rosie. See, you know James doesn't like being called Scaredy Engine. After everything he's been doing for us, helping at Vickerstown, we had to go and do that to him, did you? Do you think James would do the same thing if you were helping at Crowan's Gate? I got to go and find him. Henry wanted to tell them about last night, but since Rosie made fun of James and James left, Henry wanted to go and find James. And with that, Henry puffed away. Rosie didn't care what Henry and James said. She disliked, she just joking around with James, hurt James' feelings. But Rose didn't have time for more of this and puffed away to work. Later that day, James was in Frankenstein's yacht taking a water and coal when Henry puffed in. Henry was glad he found James. He puffed up slowly beside him. "Hello, James," said Henry. "Oh, hey, Henry," said James. "I'm sorry about Rosie. She could be a little bit cheeky sometimes. I wonder why Thomas had a hard time with her when she first came when Thomas was doing that birthday mail run." "Oh, yes," said James. "I remember Thomas telling us about that. But there's something that I do apologize about her. She could be a little bit over the top of her funnel sometimes." "Ah, don't mention it. I'm used to that. I'm glad Ivor doesn't do it back at Crow's Gate. I did try to tell her I'd stand for you, but she wouldn't listen." "Oh, thanks, Henry. Never mind. I'm sure she might get well sometime soon." "But are you definitely sure you saw a ghost story last night?" And James decided. "Promise you won't tell Rosie or anyone else?" "I promise," said Henry. "Alright," said James. "I did saw a ghost story last night and he was glowing in the dark." Henry knew it was him, and said he wanted to tell them about last night. He knew James should be the first one to know. "James, that ghost train you saw last night—" "Wait a minute. How do you know?" said James. "How do you know I saw a ghost train? Was it because I told you just now?" "No, I knew it since you first saw it." "How?" Hem giggled a bit. "What's so funny?" asked James. I was the ghost train you saw." James was surprised. "You was the ghost train I saw?" "Yeah," said Henry. Henry explained everything what happened at the Steamworks and Brandon Docks. James was surprised. "Good thing Rosie doesn't know. But you did got me there," said James. "Oh, never mind. I wasn't on planning to scare you, because I didn't know myself before Cranky showed me the mirror." "Well," said James, "are you going to go to the Steamworks?" "Well," said Henry, "I guess you're right. Just then Henry taught us something." "Wait a minute. That's it." "What?" said James. "I have a sneaky idea." "What is it?" said James. Henry explained his plan. "So, the Steamworks crew has some glow-in-the-dark red paint, so what if you go there and try and find it, and then we can scare Rose to get payback?" James liked the sound of this. "Oh, yeah," said James. "This should be hilarious." "Good," said Henry. "But when should we do it? Tonight?" "Yes." "But how?" said James. Said Henry. "Let me think now. If we both take our trains, and then we can meet each other at one of the platforms of Vickstown, then that's where we can strike." "You got it," said James. And with that, the two engines puffed away. "Make sure you get it by night." "I will," said James. James puffed away to the steamworks. Later that night, Rosie was of course the only engine at the shed. Since we know James and Henry's plan, Rosie was still on about what it's morning. Huh. Jay has realized it's okay to be a scaredy engine, but he must realize that. Like Henry gets scared sometimes, so he's definitely another scaredy engine. Besides, there's no way I'm a scaredy engine. Before she could say anything else, she heard voices. "Ooh." "Huh?" said Rosie. "Ooh," said another one. Rosie got puzzled. "What's that? What is that?" she said. Until it happened. "Rosie," said the spooky voice. Rosie, she got a bit frightened. "Who's there?" "There's two of us," said another voice. It was James and Henry in front of the sheds. You are really upset, James, says Spooky Henry. And Henry tried to prove you wrong, but you didn't listen. Now you should hear what powers haunt you, says Spooky James. Rosie was a bit scared. The workmen's the workmen's behind the doors. Now, said Rosie's crew. Rosie's crew just agreed to the plan when Henry's crew and James' crew told them about earlier, and the workers also agreed as they banged the doors. Rosie was a bit frightened. Oh, said Rosie. Henry and James lined up some few trucks so James can bump them. Henry told James when Henry blew his whistle, that's when James gets the signal. As Henry blew his whistle, so you shall now hear our spooky whistles. As Henry and James blow their whistles, that's when James got the signal, and she hears some haunting rolling stock coming to scrap you as James bumped the trucks. As the trucks roll by the sheds. I'm sorry, said Rosie. What was that? Says Spooky Henry and James together. I'm sorry for everything. I'm sorry for this morning. I'm sorry. Please stop all of this. Everything stopped. Very well then, says Spooky Henry. But just to make sure, it's okay to be scared, says cheeky Spooky James, taking Rosie's advice. Rosie was scared after all. Are you gonna leave now? We shall may leave. Our mission is finished. Come along on, Spooky Red Engine. We must go and haunt some more engines. Yes, Spooky Green Engine. And with that, the two engines puffed away, giggling quietly. But as they left, they were Henry and James doing more spooky things. Ooh. They were using it as they were leaving, pretending that was their puffing noises. Driver, fireman, shut the doors! And Rosie raced into her shed as the fireman and driver shut the door. Next morning, Henry and James arrived back at Vickerstown. But of course, it was just her spooky voices. Rosie slowly puffed out of the shed. Good morning, James, said Henry. Good morning, Henry. How was your meal last night? It was fine. No ghosts I saw last night. What's yours? The flying went smoothly last night. I didn't see my ghost the night before either. How was your night at Vickerstown, Rosie? They both asked cheekily. It was fine, said Rosie, trying to build some confidence. Are you definitely sure? Asked James. So you haven't seen any ghost engines? She has, said a voice crossly. It was the Fat Controller. Now, I have been getting reports about this ghost train nonsense at Ferguson and the main line, even at Brendan Docks. Rosie glumped. She knew she was in trouble. James and Henry sniggered. Now, Rosie, you did not have the rights to tease James. Good thing Henry tried to teach you some lesson that morning. I'm sorry, sir, said Rosie. I thought it got to my head. It. Indeed, said the Fat Controller. Henry and James sniggered. Good. The Fat Controller saw this. The same thing goes to you, James and Henry. James and Henry gulped. What? They said. I know what you were doing last night, said the Fat Controller. You two were wearing glow-in-the-dark paint. What's all this got to do about last night, said Rosie. See, remember those ghost trains you saw? Said the Fat Controller. Rosie was surprised. How do you know? You see, said Fat Control, everywhere on Sodor, station, yards, sheds, everywhere, even quarries or even Ulster Castle or coaling plants, everything, they're all fitted with security cameras, and Bakerstown's yard, shed, and station is also fitted with them. The Fat Controller showed them what the station security found last night. Security came up. So Topham is right. Why, this security camera show what about last night. They showed it to Rosie. This made Rosie furiously. So, you two they're trying to be ghost engines? Huh. You know it's okay to be scared, said James. What are you doing? Finally admitted that you are scared? Said Rosie. It was Henry's idea. You're the one who wants to be in it. Well, you forced me into it. And if it weren't for you wearing that paint in the first place, none of this ever happened. Well, James, if you shouldn't get scared of me, none of this would never happen either. That's when I didn't think of the idea. Silence! Said the Fat Controller crossly. I hope all three of you to have now understand and your misbehavior. Henry, James, you will go back to the steamworks first thing right now to get those glow-in-the-dark paint to come off. But sir, said Henry, Kevin bought the green paint all by mistake. Kevin didn't mean to. He must have probably got a mix-up. The reason why is because, as Victor told you yesterday, what I heard, the steamworks was very busy, so Kevin was probably in a rush. And James, just because Henry gave you the idea of wearing glow-in-the-dark red paint doesn't mean you should take it. And you tricked Victor and Kevin from it. I'm sorry, sir, said James. That is something I wouldn't call stealing, but you got out my permission. I hope all three of you have learned a lesson from these few nights. Yes, sir, said the three engines. The Fat Controller walked away crossly. I'm sorry I shouted at you, James, including what happened. That's alright. I'm sorry for everything as well. And I'm sorry for teasing you. How about we all become friends again? Yes, said James. Right now, with my help here, we need to get Bakerstown back on track. Hear, hear. And soon, all three engines will become friends again. And of course, Henry and James did got the glow-in-the-dark paint covered up after all, and the three engines never scared each other, never again.